Hello there guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got an update for the iPhones, so all iOS devices. So today Apple has released iOS 11.2, and the thing is Apple also released iOS 11.2 beta 6, which was literally probably 16 hours ago, I think it was, and they've actually released the final release for all public. So I'm kind of surprised to see that. So if I at the moment, show you guys that it's on iOS 11.1.2, and I've got 10.84 gigs. And when we update, I shall show you guys. So the main update with this one is you've got Apple Pay Cash now to send, request and receive money from friends and family with Apple Pay, and it also includes bug fixes and improvements. And from the betas that I've seen, it's been actually a lot smoother, and it's been working a lot better this time. So I'm hoping that it goes, hopefully it's the same thing for the iPhone 5S as well. It's been a lot smoother now as well, so it's running much better. And it is 330.5 MBs worth. So with the Apple Pay Cash, I think that one is at the moment for US only. So I'm not too sure yet, but that was meant to be only for the US first, because they wanted to try it out there, and then they're going to be releasing out to other countries. But I will find out if it's actually here or not, since that is the main thing that they're saying here, that it introduces Apple Pay Cash. But that should be quite interesting. So if you need to send someone some money, and they've also got an iOS device, and it would be a lot easier. Now you could just literally use a text message and just transfer £10 or £20 or however much you would like, which makes it a lot easier for the other person to receive, because they'll have Apple Pay, and you can also pay with Apple Pay as well, because you normally get like a separate card as well, say Apple Pay Cash, which is quite useful. So you have a separate one, so that way all that money that goes in, it actually goes to another virtual card, which is Apple Pay Cash. I will put like a picture of the Apple Pay Cash so you can see how it looks. But it should be interesting to see if it actually does come to the UK already as well. That'd be quite cool, so that I can use it as well, because that does make it a lot easier, because otherwise you just normally transfer from bank accounts to another bank account. With this one, all you're going to do is set it up for Apple Pay Cash, and it'll just take it from that account. So if you've got like a debit card in the UK and you've got it set up for Apple Pay Cash, you can actually transfer however much you want, and then send it to Apple Pay Cash to the next receiver, so your friend or family, so that way you don't get charged either. So it's less like normal transfer, but with obviously just doing text message, which is pretty cool, because obviously you have to set it all up first with the card. So that's quite nice to have actually. So hopefully they do have that for the UK. And yeah, so bug fixes and improvements, and that should be also a good update, since the speed wise wasn't that good for iOS 11.1.2, because it did go down, I've seen, with the Geekbench score. So hopefully it should be a lot better this time. And they've got quite a lot of bug fixes as well. So there's been a new bug fix out. There was a bug for iOS 11.1.2. Apparently at 12:15 it would cause it to refresh every single time, so about 30 seconds or something. So with this update, that should fix that as well. So it's just a lucky timing that I actually got released today, because it was just found out as well today that on iOS 11.1.2 that it will just only refresh at that specific time. Not exactly sure why, but apparently with this new update, that's actually fixed it because of the new bug fixes and improvements. So that's quite good. And hopefully we should see some improvements with storage, gain some more hopefully. So I'll come back once this is all updated. But I wanted to quickly show you guys as well the Geekbench score. So if I compare, the last one we did was on the 17th of November. So here you can see single core was 1,305, multi-core score was 2,232. And before that, if I show you guys here, 10th of November, which was on iOS 11.1.1, so you can see that was 13,000 1319 versus 1305. So it was actually less on the new update and it was more on the previous one. And if we check out this one, which is iOS 11.1, it was actually an improvement going to iOS 11.1.1, but going to 11.1.2 was a bit of a downgrade, well, speed-wise. But hopefully, with the new update, it should be a lot better. So, once it's all updated, I'll quickly come back. So it's just finished updating. So we've just got some messages coming through as well. So that'll be to do with the update. So there you go, iMessage. And just to show you guys, if I go down to general, about, it's now on version 11.2 and you can see it's on carrier 31.0. So it's all been updated now, so we'll just quickly check as well with the memory wise. So available 10.83, so that's the new, so there should be a gain there, because I know with the other devices it wasn't that much of a gain, it was like a small amount of gain, but still gained something. And we'll just quickly see what the bench scores are saying with the new update. Hopefully it should be a good one. So with iOS 11.2, you will also get, if you've got an iPhone 8, 8 Plus and iPhone 10, you will get the new wireless charging, the faster charging now, so the 7.5 watt charging. So that's something new for the 3 iPhones. And it's also, well, basically if you go to the control center, so that's for this one as well. So if you went to the control center and try to turn one of the devices off, it'll actually say this: disconnecting Bluetooth accessories until tomorrow. So you'll go back to it again, so it'll turn white and then it'll just connect back again from tomorrow. So that's how you can do it. And if you wanted to completely turn it off, you'd actually go down to settings where it normally is, and then just switch it off from there. But this time it's actually done like a temporary switch off, so it'll be switched off for 24 hours basically, so it'll just come back on the next day. So that's something new that they've added. And yeah, so I've seen it's actually quite faster now. It's a lot smoother with the new update, I've noticed. I've already updated the iPhone 7 and I've noticed that it is a lot smoother now. So with the iPhone 7, you can see it was 415.7 MB, which was the size, and it was literally the same description as well, Apple Pay Cash. And here you can see this was on iOS 11.1.2, available was 220.8, and then once updating it to 11.2 it was 220.82, so we got that 2 back there. And the Geekbench score on iOS 11.1.2 was 3,406 and 5,693, and you can see it's an improvement. So you can see there was nearly by 40 there, so 39 for the single score, so 3,445, and for multi-core it's 5,820. So you can see before it was 5,693, so that's a good improvement there. And that was for the iPhone 7. And with Apple Pay Cash, it's only available for the US, so sadly it's not available yet for the UK. So hopefully that should be coming in a later update, or they should shouldn't be that long. Hopefully it doesn't take as long as how Touch ID took. But yeah, but it's a quite good feature, the fact that they've done Apple Pay Cash, because that is quite a nice thing to have, because it just makes it a lot easier if you wanted to send money to your friends or family. It just makes it that one bit easier instead of going to your banking app and then transferring it, because you get a separate little Apple Cash card as well, so you can use that to pay for stuff, or you could just transfer that money to your actual bank account, so you can choose what you want to do with that. So we're nearly there, so it's already been 3 minutes, so I'm hoping for a good little upgrade there. Hopefully it should be a lot better, so I'll quickly come back once this is done. So I've just finished with the Geekbench score, so it's actually looking quite bad. So we've got single core score of 1283 and 2209, and if we go to history, so this is what iOS 11.1.2 was. So it was 1305 versus 2232. So you can see here 11.1.2. So I'm kind of surprised actually, the fact that the new update seems to be quite low for the iPhone 5s, because with the other devices it's actually been going up. So I'm kind of surprised the fact that with the 5s they've been going down for some reason. So if I show you guys, so I've done it twice just to make sure. So you can see before, the first one I did, it was actually 1278, and then it went up by another 1283 there. So that was like what, 5 score up there. So 5 more when I did it again. But on iOS 11.1.2 it was actually 1300 versus 1200 there. So kind of a letdown there, because I was actually thinking that it might be going up, since the other iPhones, they've been going up. So for this, because it does have quite good features, the fact that you've got Apple Cash Pay and the improvements there, but score wise it's gone down. But I think because they have done quite a lot of stability and improvements there, so they have tried to make it smoother. So honestly, with the iPhone, it doesn't seem that bad actually. It's still running quite smooth, so we'll just have to see how it goes. But obviously bench score wise it wasn't so good, but it seems to be quite smooth when you're actually using the phone. So I think it should be a good update, because it feels a lot faster. And it does seem quite smooth as well. Yeah, so obviously they have done quite a lot of improvements, especially with the fact that you had this bug as well at 12:15 they will suddenly start refreshing the phone, restarting the phone. So it's a good improvement. The fact that it actually feels a lot smoother, runs a bit faster as well. But just bench score wise it was actually quite slower. So that would be entirely up to you guys, I would say. But if you wanted the feature, I would say go ahead if you're in America, because in America at the moment they've got the Apple Pay Cash. So in the UK it should hopefully be arriving probably next year for 2018 hopefully. I'm not exactly too sure yet with the dates, but that should be probably the estimated time for it to come to the UK. So that's the update for the iPhone 5s. Bench score wise it wasn't so good, but it does feel smooth to actually use, so it is quite good. But thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.